everybody. Welcome. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get live on every platform, as a matter of fact. Let's go. Let's do it. Good morning, Bronx Bayou. Koji Malik, we can always count on the farmers to be up at the crack of dawn, early morn. Can't Stop is in the house. I look rested. Let me tell you, between yesterday and today, I got about 7 hours of sleep last night, and then probably another 5 hours in the middle of the day yesterday. I am rested right now, but I still feel tired. Good morning, Venus. Let's get live on every platform. We have a slow song to come into, so come on in. Come on in and just grab your morning drink, whatever that may be. All right, let's get it started. We're live on, we're live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on Twitch, and of course we're live on YouTube, which is the main platform. If there's ever a song you want to know the name of on my platform, please Shazam it, because we play a lot of music. And yes, please do your part if you want to know the name of a song. I'm looking at this right now, but it's called Way, Way Back by Lily Megan Walford. That's what that is. However, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about abuse, neglect, and the lifetime of dysfunctional relationships as that early abuse/neglect creates your attachment style. So I woke up with this on my heart today, and I wanted to talk with you all about it because I can imagine that I'm not the only person who, as an adult, needs to break old patterns and heal. I have a milestone birthday coming up, and as I reflect back on my life up to this point and where I'm going from here, there are a lot of things. What's going on with my phone? What's this? No, the hell this thing did not. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Something just happened that made me realize that I'm not taking as much control over my situation as I had thought, and I need to get on top of that this morning. Now that I know what's going on, I'm going to jump on top of that, but I'm glad that I know. But nonetheless, I know that I'm not the only person who at this stage of life is having to reflect over where you've been, how you've gotten to this point, and where you want to go from here. I have a milestone birthday that's coming up, and I'm looking backwards and I'm looking forward, carving out the type of life that I want, and realizing that a lot of the life that I had been living has been lived in reflex. It's been lived in reflex of programming. It's been lived in reflex of the environment. It's been lived in defense mode. And as I come into this new stage of life, I am learning to release, to first identify, like how you saw how that thing just came up, and I realized that there's a problem, identifying that there's a problem, and then doing what it is that I need to do to heal it and solve it, and not just rolling round and round in reflex mode, being hurt, and feeling victimized and feeling any assortment of feelings. And I realized that it is up to me right now to carve out the type of life that I want to live. So let's get into the lesson of today. And you're welcome, Rebecca. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Akima. Thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. Shu Fruity. My goodness, the names you all come up with. All right. So abuse and neglect. Let's talk about early childhood abuse and early neglect. Well, first, let me tell you who I am. I'm Tonya TKO. I am a life coach from an accredited program. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And right now, I'm currently halfway through a 2 year master's program of psychology. And there are always a few people who are like, you don't have the master's yet. Why are you talking about it? Part of the reason that I'm doing these videos is because as I learn, I'd like to teach. And if you will bear with me, and if you want to hear what it is that I have to say with the amount of knowledge and information that I have currently, by all means, if you want to wait a year from now and then listen to me once I have the degree, then by all means, you can do that as well. But I'm telling you, halfway through my program, I've learned a lot. And when it comes to any schooling program, you really get out what it is that you put in. The classroom is only going to teach you but so much. The rest of it you have to get after on your own. And for me, with the reading and investment that I've done in the topic that we're about to discuss, I want to share with you what it is that I have learned. So, let's talk about early childhood abuse and neglect and what that does to you and your attachment style. So, for those of you who do not know, we develop our attachment style in childhood with how it is that we are treated and cared for, whether the care was consistent, whether the care was inconsistent, and whether the care was non existent, and you really had to find ways to care for yourself, what that does to you as a human being. Oh, we got the Trini in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Gia. Okay, if you're coming in on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, just give me a little shout out, say hello, give me some interesting information about you if you'd like to add that. Right now I'm on the East Coast and it is a little after 7 in the morning. I want to get this video out because it weighed in heavily on my heart because something happened to me recently and something else happened recently and it has been life changing. All right, so if you think about the nature of childhood, children come into this world dependent on the people who are taking care of them. And let's say you grew up in a household where you had a parent who was neglectful, right? Let's say you had a parent who was emotionally inconsistent, maybe unavailable or unpredictable. What does this do to the child, right? What effect does this have on the child coming into this environment and maybe not understanding or knowing that this adult acting this way is not your fault? However, children are dependent on this person for food, for shelter, for safety, right? Food, shelter, safety, among other things. Clothing, love, right? What it is that I learned at a trauma conference that I went to recently, deeply embedded inside of each human being, is the need to feel cared about, to feel like you matter to at least one other person on this earth. It's something that helps us feel connected. It's something that helps us feel like this thing here is worth going through. But nonetheless, as a child, welcome Holler, as a child coming in, you're dependent. And if your caregiver is having a bad day, that could be catastrophic for you. So as a child, reflexively, what you do is you try to make it better for the parent. You try to cheer them up. You try to bring them back around. There are so many people, and I've heard so many people talk about how their child saved them, their child is their guardian angel. Actually, no. What's happening is a trauma response where the child is having to subvert their own need for need to care for you. That they are having to push aside all of the stuff. They're having to, instead of being able to self-regulate, they're just pushing their needs aside to care for you. And if you think back to your early childhood days, when your mom was crying, when your dad was screaming, when your father wasn't there, or your mother didn't show up? What effect did that have on you? How did you, in turn, have to show up to care for the adults around you? In modern day, we talk about parentification, adultification of children. And honestly, what happens is the child learns to reflexively reach out for the affection of the adult, to regulate the adult, to get the adult back to a state of stasis or regulation, reaching out to the adult, telling jokes, jumping around, doing silly things, rubbing the parent's face, telling the parent that it's going to be all right. Meanwhile, who was there to do that for you? And was it consistent? And how did this affect you and your attachment style? So there are three main attachment styles. There's the ambivalent attachment style. There is the, what do you call that? The avoidant. There's the ambivalent, there's the avoidant, and then we have the healthy one that is in the middle. I forget right now what it's called. But nonetheless, you tell me if you remember, because it's still pretty early. My brain hasn't fully kicked in, right? So simply is saying self-worth issues may become a people pleaser. Hey, we got Tina from Washington, D.C. I started my thesis on attachment styles, but I didn't finish it. I'm very interested in attachment styles. Yes. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Why is it that I cannot remember the healthy attachment style that's in the middle? It's not called standard. It's going to come to me. It's going to come to me. Well, nonetheless, if your parent was neglectful and just didn't show up, what happens is you, in response to that, right? Like at first you'll try to pull the parent back in, but if you cannot, sooner or later you'll learn to hold all of those feelings on the inside, looking very plain or secure. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I don't know why. Thank you. Secure. Thank you. Round of applause to you all. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. So they did this study, and this study years ago was the first instance that they were able to really truly from the outside look in and see what happens in parent-child relationships when the child is left alone. So they put these babies, like crawling babies, so infants, inside of a room, and they were there with their primary caretaker, let's say mother. And so mother is playing with them, but then mother has to go out of the room. When the mother returns to the room, that's when the experiment started detailing what happened. So for some mothers, when they returned to the room, the baby when the mother was gone, the baby would cry. When the mother would come back, the baby would cry, hold onto the mother, see that they were safe, and then they were able to go off and play. For other children, they would come back, the mother would come back, the baby would cry, and then kind of see whether or not the mother was there to stay or not, but the child would stay pretty close and not really want to venture off, and etc. Right? For some of them were inconsolable, and then they eventually would stay close, but kind of see whether or not the mother was going to go, etc. Right? And then for the other children, the mother would come back in, and the child would act disinterested in the mother's return. Now, this is not the end of the study. They were able to check the vital signs of the child that was really kind of muted. And the child would be having rapid heartbeat. The child would be having the physical sensations of distress, but they would look stone cold on the outside, right? They even did this one experiment where the mother would come back in and the child would be crawling towards the mother, to get that soothing, to get that relief. And as soon as the child was about to reach the mother the mother would back up, and the child would continue to crawl towards the mother, and the mother would back up again, and then the child would just sit there and then just kind of rub themselves and just try to self-soothe, right? So how does this relate to your relationships as you go forward in life? For people with an ambivalent attachment style, they will think, so when something goes wrong, let's say in a relationship, there's a person who is like, you know what? I'm not really looking for a commitment. You'll go off and you'll audition for their love, for their affection. They'll say stuff like, you know, my type is usually XYZ, and it's something that you are not. And you'll be like, well, I'm going to convince this person that I can be their type. Or the person will be acting strangely, and you'll be like, oh, it's my fault. There's something wrong with me. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not sexy enough. I'm not blonde enough. I'm not cherub enough. I'm just not enough. Those are the people who have the ambivalent attachment style. In some books, they call it an anxious attachment style, but in the core text, it's called ambivalent because the care would swing back and forth. So sometimes the parent would be caring, sometimes the parent would be like, get out of my face. Sometimes the parent would whoop you, and then other times the parent would laugh for the same offense. You tell a joke, your parent whoop you. You tell the same joke, your parent laughs. So it was inconsistent. So it was ambivalent, waving back and forth from one extreme to the other. So it wasn't full on just neglect, right? So let's see. It's definitely real. A lot of people still don't believe in mental health and where it starts most times. Thank you for talking about this. You're welcome, my dear. And Gia is saying, this is great. Never knew the types. Secure attachment style is a healthy one. I think I'm ambivalent, definitely not avoidant unless I see it's not worth it to address a certain behavior. Well, you know, the attachment style is about more than just behavior. It's about a relationship and the way that you internalize and process information, right? So, with the way that many of us are raised in these patriarchies, a lot of men, unfortunately, happen to have avoidant personality, avoidant attachment styles, where they will not want to couple up, they'll not want to be in relationships, they'll want to keep things at arm's length so that it doesn't get too close. They'll create barriers to having cohesive relationships. So far too often, the people in these attachment styles that are ambivalent will be female, and far too often the avoidant attachment styles will be male. So the avoidant attachment styles will be people who will sabotage their relationships. And the thing is that they honestly, truly in their hearts do not realize that they're sabotaging it, but they are creating barriers from cohesiveness. They're creating barriers from having love penetrate and come in. One of my professors says that this is because of low self-esteem on the inside, that they do not feel that they are worth the love. They do not feel that they are worth the cohesion. And so they do things to self-sabotage. Like, have you ever heard of like a fear of success and that you'll do things? The thing about it is that you cannot heal an avoidant attachment style person. This person has to heal themselves. What they have to do is they have to realize that far too many of their relationships just, you know what? Somebody sent me, you can you look it up online. They're just, if you Google attachment style test, there are probably many different places online that you can take an attachment style test. You may even be able to ask ChatGPT. Somebody sent me a video of this man. He is in a grocery store or like a convenience store singing his heart out, and you can see he has pain in his eyes about the loves that he have left over the years, right? I'm going to try to log in and try to show this to you all. Good morning. Good morning. I got to enter my security code. Let me grab my other phone. Oh, I don't know if you noticed the daisies in my hair. I joined this professional organization and they invited me to a movie screening yesterday, and it was the Smurfs. So they were giving out these daisies, and I grabbed a bunch of them because they were going to throw the rest away. I grabbed a bunch and just put them around my hair, and I think they're really cute because I'm going to a white party later this summer, and I wanted to pin my little daisies in my hair. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you notice those, your eyes do not deceive. Yes, that these are daisies in my hair. Okay, let me see if I can get inside this Instagram account. I think I'm getting in. So welcome. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me show this to you because I was like, when I saw this, I was like, I thought it was very, very interesting here. What is going on? Oh, no. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, you know how people, oh, it looks like I'm not going to be able to find it while I'm on because it seems like, I responded to a lot of stuff yesterday, and it seems like but this would have been the perfect video. Let me see if I can let me see. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, let me see if I look in my saved. I hope I saved it. Cause sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you let me see. Let me see. Let me put on some music while I'm looking for this. Give me just 1 second. You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you. And all the fake friends just keep pretending. That's how the little things get cute. Paralyzing every part. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. I know the feeling, it's traumatizing. I fall apart piece by piece. No superheroes, no silver linings. Just keep on moving to the beat. Paralyzing every part. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I wish I could have found it, but not able to find it. However, this is what I'll describe the video to you. If you've seen it, you can send it my way. But basically, it was this old guy, and you could see the sadness in his eyes. And he was singing that Carl Thomas song, "When You Love Someone." You just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad. Where I wanna be. And he was singing, and you could see the pain in his eyes. Like you could see the loss and pain in his eyes as he was singing a song of love thwarted. And it was sad to see. However, this is how many people with avoidant attachment styles end up. What happens with them is that they'll be in relationships and then they'll start criticizing. They'll start finding fault with. They'll put an old relationship up against the new one. They'll try to tell you that you aren't good enough. And so what happens is avoidant and anxious people are a match made in hell, because the avoidant will criticize you and act like it is your fault, and you as the ambivalent attachment style will be like, oh yes, it is my fault, let me try harder. And the harder you try, the more this person is pushed away. But their issue is an inside job, and so is yours. With the secure attachment style, when you meet a person who says, you know what, I'm just not interested in a relationship right now, the secure attachment style person respects that. They respect themselves and they bounce. When the avoidant says, you know what, I typically like people with slimmer waist or bigger bosom or smaller booties or whatever. The secure attachment style person says, I respect your choice. Let me go forward somewhere else. When the avoidant says, I'm never settling down, the secure attachment style person says, okay, that's cool, and leaves. When the secure attachment style comes to a date and says, you know what, I'm dating intentionally, I'm dating for marriage, and the and the avoidant is like, whoa, 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 why are you bringing this up on the first date? You're moving too fast. You're this. The secure attachment style person will say, well, you know what? Obviously, we're at different places. We want different things, and that is cool. I'm out of here. You go do you, right? When the avoidant attachment style person wakes up 1 month later in the relationship and they're like, you know what? This really isn't what I want. They start pulling back. The secure attachment style person says, well, you know what? We want different things, so that's cool. And the secure attachment style person goes off. They leave. Oh, wait, that's Donnell Jones? Why was I saying Carl Thomas? Okay, Carl Thomas must sing some other songs. Thank you, Donnell Jones. Thank you for correcting me on. I'm glad we're live right now, because if this was already posted, it would have been too late to correct it. Donnell Jones, thank you. So, secure attachment style people and avoidance don't make a good match. Secure attachment style people and the ambivalent attachment style, they can make it work because the secure attachment can give extra assurance to the ambivalent style person. They can step up in ways that the ambivalent, so like when the ambivalent person is feeling self-conscious about the relationship, and so an ambivalent person will also play these games like, oh, I'm not gonna call now. I'll call and I'll do this. I'm gonna I'm gonna unfollow them from social media, and but I'm still gonna stalk their page and all this other stuff. The secure attachment style person can help the ambivalent attachment style person with some of their insecurities and have a healthy union if the ambivalent style person is interested in having a healthy union, right? So then there's that. So there are many different you can look up some of the other attachment styles. I'm really only speaking about the three, but if you do some searches on Google or even in some of these GPTs, you may be able to get information about some of the other attachment styles, because there are other attachment styles where the person will they're avoidant, or they're so they're ambivalent until they meet a person who really wants a relationship, and then they become the avoidant, because bottom line, their attachment style is one in which they do not want a cohesive relationship. So please look more into that on your own. This is just the building blocks for it. So let's continue going forward. I have had an ambivalent attachment style. I'm not really sure why in the early days. So this stuff is formed very early in life. And it comes, and the ambivalent attachment style comes pretty much when your parent has inconsistent discipline, inconsistent attention, inconsistent reward punishment behavior, right? So I ended up with an ambivalent attachment style, and it has had a lifelong effect on me and my relationships, right? Quite recently, I have begun therapy. Well, not even recently. I've been doing this for a little minute now, especially since I was not well over this past year, dealing with, physical health challenges and stuff like that, health issues and all of these surgeries and operations and stuff to help get me back to health because the kidney issues I was having, et cetera, right? Excuse me, my belly is empty. Okay. I started EMDR therapy. So EMDR is eye movement rapid desensitization, right? EMDR, eye movement desensitization rapid, something like that. Anyway, it's EMDR. And so basically, you move your eyes from left to right, and this can be done online, distance, right, over your secure televisits, right? So you move your eyes from left to right while your therapist gives you certain prompts. And what this does is it helps rewire, it gets into the crevices of your brain, and it helps rewire and it helps you rewire your relationship with a trauma event. And just quite recently, we had a tremendous breakthrough where I was like, it felt like, have you ever been, this is going to be a little gross, but have you ever been constipated and then like, or just eaten a lot and just have it all backed up in there? And then when you are finally able to just let that out, you feel lighter, you feel a release, you feel relief, right? Well, I was in my last session and the way that I was like doubled over in tears, like I was crying so much that I couldn't even keep my eye on the thing. I was like, I can't even see. I had so much tears in my eyes. And we stopped and then started back up again. And it was so cathartic. Like we had been doing it for months, but it wasn't until this last session that there was this outpouring. And my therapist was like, talk to me about the tears. What are you feeling? And I just felt release. I felt like I had been carrying around a 20-pound bag of potatoes on my back, and they were hard and hitting me in my core and bouncing up against my spine and weighing down my shoulders. And it was just heavy. I'm getting all of these texts from somebody that I'm sure knows that I'm on live. So let me see what's going on here. Oh, I think this is the link that I was looking for, but because the link is coming in over text, I don't really have a way to open it up. I don't have a way to open it up on the computer. I need the link digitally, like on Instagram or something like that, so that I could be able to open it on the computer. So that's going to be the link, probably with the guy singing that song. I want you all to see this because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So nonetheless, so I was just like, I was crying, and I felt the burden of these lifelong encumbrances. I felt it lift off of me. I'm making this video because I want this to be the the message that you've been looking for. Listen to me. Listen to me. Hear me. Hear me right now. I want this to be the wake-up call that you need to get the help that you deserve. The programming that you received was not your fault. It's a matter of circumstance. This is your life. But what do you do with that? How much longer do you carry it around? How much longer do you hold on to it? How much longer? How much longer? EMDR helped me. It's not just talk therapy. It's science based, but it's an actual modality to help you release trauma. Copy and paste, email it to myself. Oh, you know what? I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Let me, let me, let me. But before I even need to do that, person came through. I don't know if they need a shout out or not, but we're gonna look into this right now. And then also with this phone, because I have two phones, so every phone doesn't do everything. So I don't have like my emails and stuff set. You know, in today's climate, you can't have too many things leading back to too many things, if you know what I'm saying. So, greetings. So let me, before we get back into the heavy stuff, let me play this video for you so that you can see, this here. Oh, and G is saying, I love you so much, Tonya. Thanks, lady. Love you so much too. And there's somebody who's saying it's very effective. Yes. Here, let me pause this. Let me pause. And forgive me for laughing because I don't mean to laugh. Here, let's get this up on the screen. Uh-oh. Let's see. This is not the right way. Let's see if this is. Yeah. So let's see if this one is good. Let's see. Go ahead and thumbs up and like the video. Yeah, here we go. So speaking of the avoidant attachment style, let's just take a look at this.
You love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad.
I'm getting some crackling in this. Let me restart and see if the crackling goes.
She's crying up.
I just want you to look at this man. Do you believe that he's lived a life where no one has tried to love him, where no woman has come forward trying to love him? And now he's up on the internet in pain, emotional pain, and singing about the love that he's thwarted. Here, we'll take a listen.
You love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad. She's crying her heart to me, and I just need time to see where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I know I need to love you, baby.
Get my regular, my switches, and his drink.
Whoa, 'cause when you love someone, you love someone, you just don't treat them bad.
Oh, my word, my word, my word. So there he is now that he has gray hair. He's in the shop rubbing his face, scratching his head, and he's beside himself, day drinking in the store. Why? Why did it have to come to this? Why? So I just wanted to show this to you, and shout out to the person who went above and beyond to send this to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate you sending it to me in the first place, because when I saw it, I was like, it reminded me of somebody. Goodness. Why you gotta gotta be so cruel? You all out here heartless. Why you gotta be like that? Talking about he need to stop. Bayesian is saying now he realizing you ladies are not feeling the sympathy. Oh, you just made one of my flowers drop out. You ladies are not feeling. Why are you all so cruel? Why are you all so cruel? You ladies, what's wrong? Well, you ladies are so cruel. you, you hurting my belly. You're hurting my belly. oh, 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 oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Somebody said, I think he's just intoxicated. Somebody saying, this ninja's 105. He don't know where he want to be. He ain't going to get there at this point. Sorry, babe, to say this too late. What's wrong with you ladies? My face is hurting. What's wrong with you ladies? What's wrong with you? I can't with you all. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I think we have given I think we've given the vast majority of our lessons. I just want this to be the wake-up call, the tap on the shoulder, the writing in the sand, the note in the bottle that you've been waiting for to get the help that you need, to realize that your life is your own, regardless of what mommy, daddy, papa, mama, madre, padre, despite what any of these people have done, Ami, Abi, Apu, despite what any of them have done, at the end of the day, this is your life. And on some deeper cosmic level, your guides, guardian angels, your higher self, you chose on an energetic level to enter into this life with the building blocks for what you would be given. And now it's up to you to choose who it is that you decide to be. You didn't have choice before, but you have choice now. You have choice now. And I had a breakthrough that was revolutionary for my life. So much so that there were some things that took place recently where I was excluded, not included, and kind of left behind. And I said, that's okay. I'll let you have your time, do your thing. I am going to prioritize myself, love myself enough to not want to be in any space that I'm not wanted. This goes for relationships, for family members, for co-workers, colleagues, people outside. Listen, I was sitting next to a man on the train yesterday who him na had a headphone, and he's playing this loud ass on his damn phone, and I'm sitting next to him on the train. I prioritized myself. I just got up, sat someplace else. And from the other place that I was sitting, I could no longer hear the loud nonsense, because I look around when I'm on the bus, the subway, and I do count sometimes. I do a head count. 7 to 8 out of 10 people have their faces planted in a phone. And about 2 out of those people don't have headphones for some damn reason. I don't know what's going on. And we are in a society, and yesterday I saw a baby having a damn drug fit, a drug withdrawal fit, having the phone taken away from them. So we are now entering into a society where we got babies with their dopamine receptors all hopped up from having phones shoved into their faces to keep them quiet all throughout the day, that when these phones are taken out of their faces, they roll around and have these damn meltdowns. This is the incoming generation. So you got to do what you need to do right now to heal yourself, because the incoming generation are going to have issues and problems that they are addicted and doped up. And now is your time. You had your issues, they're going to have their issues, and now is your time to do what it is that you need to do for you. So, wait, Shantae is saying one drunk foot damn near in the grave, and now he's seeing where he wants to be or wants to see the error of his ways. Listen. This is if that ain't the truth, Ruth. I'm just gonna check and see if there are any because I didn't connect the phone, so I'm gonna see if there's any apples before we head out of here. But I just wanted to tell you all. Let me just check real quick. I just wanted to tell you all to do what it is that you need to do for yourself. Okay, no apples in. All right. I can relate. I had to do the same. My father is dying and my mother won't let me spend time with him. Really? Well, you know what? I'll say this. A realization that I came to recently, right? Listen to what it is that I'm saying. A realization that I came to recently is to not involve myself in the I can say policing of an issue, but to involve the police and let the police. Yeah. One of the realizations that I came to is that if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't offer myself up as the sacrifice, that I would call the police and keep my life pushing. And if you have a person who is keeping an elderly patient away from you and you're their child next of kin, I would just call the fucking police and let it be what it's gonna be. You know, there's just too much going on out here that we stress ourselves with that can be easily resolved with one call to Mr. Charlie, to the popo. Yeah. I did too much in the past trying to protect, trying to cover people who, when all was said and done, turned around and gave me their ass to kiss. And I say, if I could do it all over again, when I see certain things happening, I would just make note and just turn and dial 911. I would call Child Protective Services and I would let the family be mad at me. I would let people be mad at me because I realized that from the outside, there's no winning. Whether you sacrifice yourself or you call the police, there's still no winning. So I would rather be at least not sacrifice myself. There's not going to be any winning anyway. So listen, that's that. I don't know what else to tell you. Some people are not going to have the courage. I did a video once where this this woman and this man went to Granny, and Granny didn't want to let the man stay. And the woman was looking for someplace, saying that they were homeless with their children. And I said, go into the next room and call CPS. And people were coming down on me and all this other stuff. Now with all of my therapy on the other side and seeing how all of that turns out, because there's this part inside of people that doesn't like to receive charity, makes them feel bad. So what they do is they turn on the charitable person, put up a number 2 for or a peace sign if this has happened to you, where you have opened up yourself and been charitable to people or persons who have turned around and then turned on you. Oh yeah. So no. I would look, you can't you come into me because you can't feed for and or care for your children. You're homeless with a man and 2 children, and you're trying to force your man to stay. Right into the next room and dial 911 or CPS, Child Protective Services, so that they could go find a home for the children that's more stable. Because if 2 parents together can't figure out how to be able to create some stability for the children, and you're trying to force your man into the house, trying to say that he gonna stay here anyway. Oh no, dear. How many of you remember that video? No. Because let me tell you, of the times that I have been physically assaulted, now listen, I don't get into relationships with men who were physically abusive, but of the time that I was physically assaulted by a man, it was in conjunction to a woman who was letting that man beat her. So no, I'm not playing with these women out here who are pick-me's. Because your pick-me nature can end up putting me in danger. How many of you heard, and I see a lot of twos and peace signs going up, so you know what the hell I'm talking about. How many of you out there have been associated with a woman, or listen, associated with a woman who let her funky wind blow back on you, had her man endanger your life? Listen, if you heard about that story about, there's too many to count, about a woman trying to help a woman out from her abusive man, and then the woman who was trying to help out ends up unalived. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Deech says you aren't the only person who told me to call the cops. How much more of a sign do you need? Don't come back to my broadcast talking about, oh, my pappy died and I never got a chance. And you didn't do what it is that you needed to do while he was alive. Go call the police. Simple as that. Let this be your wake up call, because life is short. And listen, it has no promises and there's no do-overs. There's no get backs. It's done when it's done. Just call the damn police and be done with it. Simple as that. Yeah. I am in the vigorously put myself forward stage in life right now. And anybody who is not on the program of us coexisting simultaneously with putting ourselves first, I have no space for that in my current healing journey. I am first, especially right now while I'm still recovering. I am first. And if we can align right now, that's fine. If not, I'm okay with that, because nothing is going to come in between me and getting back to full and complete total health. Nothing and no one at all, at all. Can I define what a pick-me is? I can define it right now to refresh your memory. A pick-me is a person, primarily a woman, who is so desperate to be picked by the opposite sex that they will denigrate themselves and act out of interest of their own preservation and survival in order to be able to get picked. They will throw themselves under a bus, and if you're near them, they'll throw you under there too. Because getting picked, especially in this patriarchal programming, where they don't want to be an old maid or unpicked, where being picked takes precedence over all else. And they will harm themselves and other people to get to that precious picking. Meanwhile, love means wanting what's in the best interest of the other person. Any person who is willing to accept your quote unquote love with it being harmful to you doesn't love you. And that goes back to my whole put myself forward. Deech is saying my mom has been cruel to me my whole life. Okay. Either piss or get off the pot. Or is it, I think it's crap or get off the pot. Listen, I don't care. I don't care at this point. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Talking about your mom has been cruel to you your whole life. Okay, and what are you going to do? Are you going to stay on the internet crying about it? Or are you going to do something about it? You on here, so I guess you ain't dialed 911 or Adult Protective Services, because they have protective services for the elderly. And if you feel that your father is not in the best care, or you not, call a number. Nobody's saying you have to bring Mr. Charlie to her door, but look into it. Do more than just typing on a blogger's page about how you've been done dirty and are being done dirty. Because at the end of the day, I do not trust people who have a perpetual victim complex. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Do something about it. You're an adult now. Your dad is dying. Do something. And I know people are going to be like, oh, don't talk to her like that. You're cruel. Okay, fine. I'm cruel then. Do what you need to do to be uncruel to yourself. This is a cruel world that we live in. And I'm not going to stand up here caring more than you care. I ain't going to care more than you care. Simple as that. I cannot. I'm in my own healing process. I am in my own cathartic release. I am here with what it is that I need to do for my life. Like I said, are we going to be able to move alongside of one another as we fiercely put ourselves first? If you're not putting yourself first and you're coming to me crying about what other people are doing to you and you're putting yourself third, I do not have the capacity for it. Period. I don't have the capacity for it. Either shit or get off the pot. Simple as that. And I didn't stutter. I mean every single word that I said. Shit or get off the pot. Or piss or get off the pot. Either or. But don't sit up here in my face acting like a perpetual victim, because I won't trust you. I trust the person who is saying, you know what, I have a problem. Let me see what I can do about it. Let me see what I can do. Let me get some help. Let me see a life coach. Let me see a therapist. Let me get somebody on my team that can help me deconstruct my patterns. Because we have patterns that we cannot see. Like I'm talking about these attachment styles. These are patterns that seem normal to you, but are they functional? Is it cohesive to a healthy life? Is it? Is it? And Aretha is saying she needs to get it out first. Okay. Hire a therapist and get it out. I'm not telling people not to get it out. I'm saying I simply do not care more than you do. I'm not going to advocate and fight for someone more than they will advocate and fight for themselves. I'm not Shira or Superwoman with a cape on my back with endless amounts of energy for everybody while you're not doing it for yourself. That's not me. I'm not Black woman with my cape flapping behind me as you're there on my back too. No. No. My cape can't flap with you on my damn back. It can't. So what I need you to do is do what you need to do for you, because the perpetual victim and the narcissist pretend victim look very much aligned. They look very much alike, except one isn't doing anything about it. The narcissist is constantly talking about how they're a victim. They don't do anything about it. They just continuously come to you talking about who's doing them dirty. And when you put on your cape and start flapping for them, you really don't know whether or not you're flapping for the assailant or the assailed. You don't. But what I need you to do to differentiate yourself from the narcissist is to be able to do what you need to do for you. Did I make myself clear? I hope I did. And I lost my daisy doing it. Let me grab my daisy. All right. So listen. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I hear what you're saying now. I'd like to see what you're doing. If you want to see your father, do something about it. You can call the police in whatever state. You see, the person is still talking, making excuses. Now they're going to say, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying. So why are you saying it then? Do you want to see your father or not? At this point, you're taking up too much of the broadcast. At this point. So either do it or don't. I don't care. I already said I don't care. I don't care. It's not my situation. I'm on the outside of it. I don't know what the truth is or not. I'm speaking for other people so that you will know my stance. The narcissist and the perpetual victim have very much in common, except one never does anything about getting better. This point stands regardless of who's talking. All right. Here, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to stop your comments from coming up on the screen. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't care. Do what you need to do for you. Let me address some other people right now. So your comments have gone poof, goodbye. They won't be on my screen anymore. I woke up late this morning, but I needed to hear this. I'm glad I heard it live. Thank you, Tonya. You are welcome, Shantea. I appreciate you. It's true. It's 2025. The mask has fallen off. You have to figure it out for you. Absolutely. That just is the way that it is. All right. People love to sit in pity and be the victim. This is very true. And this is why, you know what? I'm not here to try to figure it out. And I'm sure we all have our good reasons. You know, there's a difference between expressing and commiserating. I'm not here to commiserate with anyone. You know what I mean? Oh. Listen, I have 2 abusive parents. I have a counselor and a life coach. We have to work on ourselves. Yes, absolutely. And listen, It doesn't end at just getting therapy. Please, for the sake of all that is good and great on this earth, if your therapy is not working and you are not getting better, try a different modality of therapy. There are many out there. There are many out there. Destiny is saying, talk about it, girl. Said a mouthful today. She ain't telling no lie. Don't let family get in the way of S either. Absolutely. Listen, on this note, I have to go outside and take care of my plants. My tomato vines are growing wild and I need to lift them up off the ground before the fruit comes out and the vines get too big that I can't lift them and then they begin to break. So I will talk with you all later. Thank you all so much for coming out. Let's see if we can find a song to go out to. Let's see what we have here. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much. Oh, we didn't do our self-love lessons. Hold on. Type SLL and let's talk about our self-love lesson that we learned from today's video. So SLL for self-love lesson, and let's see what we have. Okay? So type SLL and then I'll tell you what my self-love lesson is from today's video. A. Rachel or Raquel says, thank you, Tonya. I needed this. Thank you. So let me see what new way you've learned to love yourself from today's video. All right. Get on up out your seat if you want to do a dance with me. This is so there's no words on this. I am the author of my story. I am responsible for rewriting her story going forward. I love that. SLL, be ready in and out of season. Yes, I love it. My self-love lesson is that even when a person can't see that they're playing victim, it can't have any words like can't, not, don't, never, or any of that. So let me rewrite my self-love lesson. My self-love lesson is to prioritize myself. Prioritize myself, and that will look different at different times. However, to fiercely put myself first. I love all of you very much. Let's get our song. Let's see what we have here. Let's see if we can find a new song. This is 180 beats per minute, so this should be fast paced. Let's see what this is.
Take a real close look now. Soon you'll realize
I will prioritize myself and know when it's time for me to ask for help during my journey in life. I love that. All right, listen, I will see you all in the next video.
I'm going to show you how.
Thank you all so much for coming out.
I'm about to get down. So keep it up right now.